My name is Laura. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are not, welcome back. Thanks for clicking on this video today. Today, I will be talking about 5 plants that I was super excited to add to my collection, and I just didn't love them the way that I expected to love them. So some of these might be a little bit, I don't know, bit of a hot take. Some people might disagree with me, and that's okay. If you disagree with any of these, let me know down below. Maybe the way that I'm looking at it or the way that I'm taking care of it is wrong or not the way that you do it. So if you give me some tips, maybe I'll like these plants, but right now, I'm just not loving them. I was so excited to add these to my collection and they're just not doing it for me. I've given them a chance, they're just not doing it for me. Let's get started. Okay, this first one might come as a bit of a surprise, but it's my HOYA Crimson Princess. I don't like this plant. I don't like it. When I got this plant, there was a giant basket. So this one's from a big box store. And there was a giant basket of Crimson Queen and another giant basket of Crimson Princess. And I went with the Crimson Princess because I thought the variegation was prettier. But I just don't like this plant. It grows so slow for me. It's so weird about watering. Like, I don't know, it's so different from the rest of my Hoyas, and I expect to like it so much more than I have so far. I just don't know what it is about this plant. I look at it and I just go, eh, I don't love it. Like, obviously I don't think I'm gonna get rid of it. I love Hoyas, but I just don't love it. Do you love your Crimson Princess? What can I do to love my Crimson Princess? I want to love this plant. I want to love this plant so bad because I love Hoya. Hoya are my favorite type of plants. But I just don't like this plant. Is it just me? I feel like this plant is so hyped up for its variegation and I just don't like it. Sorry if you like this plant. If you like this plant, there's nothing wrong with you. There's probably something wrong with me for not liking it. I feel like so many people love this plant. I think it's the yellow variegation, like the more yellowy variegation instead of white. Kind of this like lime greeny variegation. I don't know. This plant is just not it for me. It's not it for me. That was my first plant, my Crimson Princess. This next plant is another plant that I was super excited to get, but I just haven't loved it like I thought I was going to. And this is my wax ivy, variegated wax ivy. It just looks sad to me. Maybe once it grows a little bit more, it'll perk up, and like once this pot gets a little bit more full, it'll look better and I'll like it more. But right now, it just looks sad. It's like an awkward plant, and not awkward in a good way, it's awkward in a bad way. Like, it just has like stems that don't have any growth on them, or like giant chunks, I don't know if you can see this here, that just have no leaves coming out of them. I just don't love it. I have it in a south facing window because I know these like a lot of light, and it's been getting some new growth since I put it there. Like, all of these little things are new. Over here there's new growth, back here there's new growth. And I'm hoping that it'll perk up in that window. I also think it was overwatered when I got it. This one also had mealybugs when I got it, so I think it's just recovering from all of that. So I'm hoping once it gets a little bit happier and healthier, it'll perk up and I'll like it more, because I was so excited about this plant. When I saw this plant in stores, I was like, I need to get it. I've been looking for this everywhere. And I've seen some people online on like other YouTube videos and Instagram and Facebook show such beautiful specimens of this plant. Maybe I just don't like mine. Maybe mine's just ugly to me. I don't know. I wish I liked this plant. I wish I could like it. Maybe it'll grow and then I will like it. That's so rude. I'm like, grow or I won't like you. But seriously, I don't know. Do you have one of these? Do you like your wax ivy? I'm hoping it'll grow for me a little bit this summer and I will fall in love with it the way that I expected that I would fall in love with it when I got it. Up next on my list of plants that I'm just not loving is my Philodendron BRANDTIANUM, or Philodendron brandy. I was so excited about finding this plant. I think I said this in a past video, but this plant, when I got it, it was a rehab, so it did drop a bunch of leaves. But I just thought I was gonna love it so much more. I was like, yep, I can rehab this plant, it'll grow in my care. I just don't like it. That's so ugly. I'm sorry, that's so mean. But I don't know, it looks like it's trying to be a Scindapsus. The Scindapsus are prettier and they grow faster in my experience than this. Like, I don't know, like ignore this leaf. This came in with damage. So I'm not judging the plant on the fact that I got it with some damage and as like a rehab plant. I'm just judging it on its looks. Judging the book by its cover. I don't like this plant. This isn't pretty to me. It's like bluey silver. I don't know. Like if I want this type of coloration on a plant, I'm gonna get a Scindapsus. I don't like this plant. I don't like it. Sorry, Philodendron BRANDTIANUM. I don't like you. I guess the rest of my plants are all philodendrons. So up next I have my Philodendron BIRKIN. I was so excited to get this plant. I know a while ago they were stupid expensive, and then once the prices started dropping, I was able to find this one for like, I don't know, like $10 or $15. I don't like it. I don't like its growth pattern. It grows like, I don't know, it's not very full. It almost grows like so sparse. This leaf is taking like 2 years to unfurl, and it has a new one coming in. It's had this new leaf coming in since literally November. And I don't like it. I don't like how quickly the variegation fades. Like only these 2 leaves really have any variegation left on them. All the other ones are just like green. It's not a pretty plant in my opinion. I've seen so many beautiful ones online, like so many beautiful pictures of them online. I don't know if people enhance them or if people just have prettier, well, I just realized I'm covering my face. Or if people just have prettier plants than I do. That's probably it. They probably have just a prettier specimen than I do. If you have a Philodendron BIRKIN, do you like yours? Is it worth the hype to you? Not to me. I don't know. I don't know how people paid so much for this plant like a few years ago. Was it a few years ago? I think it wasn't even a few years ago. I think it was like a few months ago. People were paying so much for this plant, like in the hundreds. It's not pretty enough for that. And I do not mean to offend you if you paid hundreds of dollars for your Philodendron BIRKIN back in the day, but like that's a pretty leaf, but it just doesn't last, you know? If like all the leaves would stay like this, it would be so pretty. But like the older leaves, it's just a green leaf. Nothing wrong with a green leaf, but this plant is so hyped up. I just don't like it. Sorry, Philodendron. Sorry, Philodendron BIRKIN. You're just not my cup of tea. I know this last plant is gonna be pretty controversial because a lot of people love them, but my last plant on my list is my Philodendron Brazil. I don't know what it is about it, but I just don't like it the way that I thought I was gonna like it. And don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful plant, it's very healthy, it's been growing a lot for me, but it just hasn't done what I expected. I don't know what I was expecting of it, but not this. I don't know. I got it from a local nursery. It had some leaf damage when I got it, but it's like grown. It's gotten new leaves. But something about it I'm just not loving. I don't know if it's the like neon splashes. No, I like that because I like neon plants. I have a couple of this like bright green colored plants and I like them usually. I really wanted to like this plant. Everyone raves about this plant. And don't get me wrong, I still love all my plants. Like don't think I'm gonna get rid of any of the ones in this video, but I guess I was just so excited about this plant and it just did not live up to my expectations. I don't know what my expectations were. I keep saying that. I have no idea what my expectations were for any of these plants, but did not live up to it. Did not live up to it. Maybe I can get this on a moss pole or something, because right now I just have like one giant strand staked up. I don't know why I did that. But maybe it'll grow on a moss pole and it'll look prettier and then I'll like this plant finally. But yeah, I don't know. That's my Philodendron Brazil. I wish I liked this plant more. I just don't. I just don't. So that's it for my 5 plants that I don't love as much as I expected to love. If you have any of these plants and you love them, let me know down below. If you disagree, if any of these were controversial to you, let me know. I'd love to hear your opinions. I'd also like to hear if you have any plants that you expected to love, but you just didn't. I mean, it happens. You know, we see all these plants on the internet that look so beautiful, or even in the stores that look so beautiful, and we bring them home and we're just like, it's not what I wanted, or not what I was expecting, you know? So yeah, let me know down below what you thought of this video, what you thought of the plants in my selection, and give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on if you liked it or not, so I know what kind of content to make for you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!